Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 42 until I'm a YouTube millionaire. I have a few things I wanted to talk about today. First one is I got on a kick the last few days of watching some absolutely stunning ancient audio and video of people who lived in the 1800s. Like, last night I watched the very first, I think it was Thomas Edison phonograph recordings. There's actually a recording of Queen Victoria talking from the 1800s, like early 1800s. These are people that were born in the 1700s, and there are recordings of it. It really highlights the time horizon of a human being, right? If you live 100 years, then you can, as say a 5-year-old, talk to a 95-year-old person, grab information, and learn from them. And that's a potentially 200-year span, right? Right there, in which the individuals have reach. And then the 5-year-old goes on to live 95 years, 100 years, whatever, but at 95 talks to another 5-year-old. You get the point. And that person lives to 100 years. So the person in the middle had a time horizon of their existence of about 300 years, right? It's just astonishing. It's only a few generations that the Revolutionary War occurred back. The United States has only been around for about 250 years. It's just crazy. Not even the time horizon of a single human life. And the Lindy effect, which is the longer something exists, the longer it will continue to exist, is the same with our time horizon of the individual and civilization. This is why I say, and why it is true, the longer our lifespans, the greater the increase in time horizon of civilization is not linear, it is exponential. And it is for this reason. Because the time horizon of an individual life increases dramatically, exponentially. And that's a big deal. That is a big deal. I'm of the mentality that the time horizon, where the Lindy effect of the human being will perpetuate ad infinitum, crosses the threshold of that point right around 600 to 700 years. So around 600 to 700 years, if you have lived that long, then potentially you will live that much longer, etc., etc. Or odds are, because people would want to keep you around. The amount of knowledge and understanding that you have, and the things that you've seen in your life. All right? Read the book Time Enough for Love by Robert Heinlein. The main character, Lazarus Long, is 2,500 years old, and it's for this reason. He's the oldest of any human beings. They developed a rejuvenation technology for their bodies, so he keeps on rejuvenating every time he's about ready to pass on. And that, in addition to him being genetically selected for having a body that ages very slowly. So not only does he have rejuvenation technology, but he doesn't need to use it as often because he lives a healthier lifespan. So he has a longer health span, as it's called. So all those things, our memories, our imagination, our recordings, our stories, they are the television that you watch stuff on which you watch stuff, all of that. It's all different versions of time travel. The only limit is that we can't ourselves currently step into that other time. But it's all time travel. I can't yet step into the dreams of others, but Inception gives us the idea, insets the idea into our collective consciousness that it's possible, which the very first step to creating, inventing something by which you can accomplish that is first imagining it. Right? And our memory of our past is how we travel to the past in our current form. Our imaginations allow us to travel into different realities. Even our video games are alternate realities, right? It's fascinating because we as human beings do this. And only a handful of other species on the planet can even imagine a concept such as death, like elephants and dolphins, and I believe crows can. So they have an inkling, a very beginning, a taste of a concept of time. Because all those things are time travel. And we see them all. We have have them all elaborated in our modern society. We just haven't figured out how to step into those other times yet. I have some ideas. Namely, that the ophonym, and this was actually shown in the movie Contact, or the book Contact by Carl Sagan. The ophonym, those rotating rings inside of rings that are angels from the Bible, are actually wormholes. They're conscious, artificial intelligences with souls that in their core can produce wormholes. Allow you to step into alternate realities. I'm actually writing about this in my novel series. I think that, in fact, Carl Sagan was given that information. Maybe in a dream, maybe subconsciously, possibly directly, but it doesn't have to be. And there it was. And the reason there are eyes upon eyes upon eyes on the ophonym is because perception makes reality. The observer affects reality. Double slit experiment type of stuff. So the more eyes, the more you can focus into a specific beam, a specific point. Yeah. That point being the center of the ophonym, which is a teletracer, a time machine. It doesn't have to be inside the center of that ophonym, but if it's in the center of the ophonym, it can be controlled to the absolute maximum. So you can prevent other beings from being able to pierce it and change it. Once you change it, you can set it, and it'll stay that way for eternity. That's what the ophonym allows you to do. My perception of it, anyway. So I was watching these videos of these, listening to people who lived in 1840, 1780. There's a picture of a guy who was the last living veteran of the Revolutionary War at 104 years old. And he enlisted in 1780 at the age of 16. Just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. And here we are in 2024, piercing that veil. Wow. Wow. So if you can't time travel directly, you can't step into the other realities directly, whether it be because the entities that control the tools that you're talking about or thinking about don't want you to, or any number of other reasons, you can at least do it through the television. I think that's the reason why I like watching commercial compilations from like the 1980s and 70s and stuff, because it's fun. I wasn't alive then, and I get to watch the compilation of commercials that people watched on the television back then. They're fun. So, that's what I got for today, guys. Love y'all. Peace.